Okay, yes, the screen is giving me some messages, but we are live and we are well. And welcome to a Sunday moment. You guys know I'm always excited about us being able to pull off a Sunday moment. Mommy Mercy. This weekend is crazy busy. As you can see, I'm even in my sweats and leggings today. You can't see my leggings, but I'm in my sweats and leggings today because I'm going to be running straight from here to Mama Nana Birthing Circle. We'll be having a postpartum circle today. So shout out to Mama Nana Birthing Circle, all of those mommies. If you are a mommy to be, if you are a postpartum mom, Mama Nana Birthing Circle is a drove of doulas doing the great work, doing it beautifully, naturally, culturally our way. So definitely shout out to all that'll be in attendance. I can't wait to see you today. Birth work is God's work, so I'm super happy about that. And if anybody's interested, you know you can always holler at your girl, and I'll get you put in the right places for those that are either interested in becoming a doula or are in search of a doula, a like-minded doula. So all of that little bit of advertisement for Mama Nanda. Welcome to a moment of harmony. We are in meiotic moments. We are at week number 28, law number 28. We are moving through the 42 laws of Mayat. We are moving quite quickly also, might I add, and beautifully transitioning from law to law as they were so brilliantly put together, so intentionally set up for us to be able to study and grow and to become our greater and better selves because of it. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I am always super grateful for those that come. Well, first, for making me a part of your self-care, healthcare routine. I'm always honored to be a part of that. And then all of those that do go the extra mile and tune in on a Sunday when we do have those that are live, those that get live in the chat, those that get live in this session. Thank you for taking the time out. I believe that Sundays are family days, recoup days, revitalization days, religious or spiritual days, days of peace, days of rest, and for you to be able to step in for a moment and say, I'll share parts of my Sunday with you. I always think that that's a big deal. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, welcome to a Moment of Harmony. I think that I'm trying to think about any announcements. Birthdays. We're in the beginning of December. December is moving by very quickly. I hope that everybody is rearing up and gearing up for Kwanzaa. Also, my tickets sold out for my show with NIMM Productions with the Poetry Showcase. Sold out. Thank you all so much for your love and your support. The show is this weekend, and I cannot wait to see you all there and follow up with you guys this weekend on the beauty and the love and the amazingness of being able to share such an experience with so many incredible people. So thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. But let's get on into our moment today. We have a wonderful moment set ahead of us. We have a great and an extraordinary moment today. Good morning, Rich Risings, and welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a great and wonderful moment. We are working under the law today. I have not caused disruption of peace. I have not caused disruption of peace. Peace, peace, peace. I have not caused disruption of peace. So we are working in that today. And we have so many places to go within that. We know that in the society that we all live in, the society that those that live here in America, and I've known and I've seen that the moment times is reaching other places, Morocco and London, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm saying awesome sauce, that's always amazing. But for those of us that are here in this space, in this society, we know that the disruption of peace has been normalized. Peace, excuse me, Mommy Mercy, baby, I can hear your beats. Mommy Mercy, I got my little one running around today. It's just me and her. But Mommy Mercy, okay. What was I gonna say? She made me lose my train of thought. Okay, so we know that when it comes to the disruption of peace, that is a real thing, right? What is even peace here? The transgression on peace, the aggressions against peace. So we know that this way of being is not necessarily our way. It's not the way. It's not a divine way. To be a manipulator of peace, to be a monopolizer of peace, to be an enemy of peace, to be an opposition of peace. This is the norm where we are, to the point where many of us, or many of our young people, are desensitized to, they will pull out a phone and they will record or sometimes laugh at the disruption and the dysfunction as it pertains to peace. And so I am so happy to get into this moment today, because I want to bring peace back to the forefront of our operations. I want us to be more cognizant of it. And in this law is saying, I have not caused the disruption. One of my idols, if you will, or one of the women that I look up to, is super fan of Tabitha Brown, Auntie Tab. And Auntie Tab has a saying where she says, you go have a good day, and even if you can't, don't you dare go messing up anybody else's day. She's talking about the disruption of peace. She's talking about the power that we have as it relates to us being able to work with peace, as it relates to us being a part of other people's peace. That as long as you're in the energy with someone else, you have an obligation, or you have an opportunity of peace exchange. Now, you can go ahead again and you can be a disruption to someone's peace, or you can be a contributor to peace, or you can just let people be where they are. And the same with yourself. Disrupt, destroy your own peace, or you can just be settled and centered. And you can also be intentional at increasing, strengthening, and illuminating your own peace. And in this specific or particular law, it is saying, I have not caused disruption of peace. It is saying this law is saying it will behoove you. It would be of your great spiritual nature. It would be of your great moral fiber if you would begin to be a master of peace, not a manipulator of it negatively, not an exploiter of it, not a transactional, if you will, a transactional proprietor of it. But you are saying that I deserve it, you deserve it, and we are always, I deserve it, you deserve it, and we are going to sustain it in such a way. Okay, so let's get on into this moment today. Now that you know that we're where we are going, and I'm super duper excited about it. So I have not caused a disruption of peace. The first thing I want to get into with this law today is what is peace, as we all can define it. Like I said, we all can get on the same page. A lot of times we're all on the same page, but we're not understanding what's being said, because we are defining things differently. We have experienced things differently. We are moving through things differently. So I have not caused the disruption of peace. When I think about peace, this is what I want us all to work with as we navigate through this moment. And again, like I said, it's going to be a quick moment because I have a fully loaded Sunday, but I have not caused it. I want us to be able to define peace as God-centeredness. However it is you see peace, however you see it in Webster, all the many definitions and ways that we can bring about peace, and all the different things that peace means to us. As we navigate through this, I will be referring to peace, as I use it frequently, as God-centeredness. It is your connection. It is you being connected. It is the opposition of negative or low vibration. If you are not operating in fear, if you are not operating in lust, if you are not operating in greed, if you are not operating in negativity, then I am saying that you are staying connected. Nothing is disrupting, distracting, or pulling you away from your God-centeredness. I'm not saying that your environment has to be perfect. I'm not saying that the environment itself has to be peaceful, but you have mastered a centeredness within self-creation, God, in order to be able to stay in a certain space that you are not navigating again into low vibration. You are not becoming violent. You are not becoming vulgar. You are not becoming worrisome. You are not impeding again on the peace of yourself or others in any way. So we're defining peace in this moment as God-centeredness, creator, Ra, whatever name that you go or that you prefer. Use it. You know what I'm saying? A moment of harmony is an open space for us to have dialogue and conversations and come together in light. This is a place of light. So welcome. Welcome to lightness, love, and liberation. So peace, God-centeredness. When we talk about disturbing God-centeredness, I want us to be able to use it in that way. Am I taking away from the God-centeredness of someone? If we were to think about there being an invisible umbilical cord to you and source, Is there some type of connection to you and your source? And is there anything that's disrupting that connection? Do you have worries? Do you have fears? Do you have negative influences, critique, exploitation, anger, frustration, rage? Do you have anything that is keeping you away from being focused on what you're actually here for, who you here for, who you are here for, and who you are here? Your God centeredness. And we deal with these things all the time. We can be in traffic and we hear, or we have traffic. We can be in traffic and we can, someone can be rude or mean to us, and it may take us off track of what we're thinking or how we're feeling or what we're being. Disruption of peace. We could be somewhere, we could be watching TV. Many of us, just watch a lot of the political debacle, the political debates and things, and so you could be in a place of fear, rage, anger. For other people, they may have had some more negative feelings that were biases and just recklessness and thoughts and language and behavior. Whatever you did, was there is a moment in which you can decide to connect yourself fully, totally, to a God-centeredness. I don't care what's being shown on the TV, what's being said to me, confrontation, conflict, challenge. I'm not worried at all about all the things that are around me. I am still connected to source in a way that I see things in a realistic nature. I am not at all, down or downtrodden about what I'm believing and being a part of. I'm not taking a part of any type of negative behavior or thoughts because I may be feeling disillusioned at this moment. Again, because of whatever reality is in my environment. Peace is your God-centeredness. If the building is on fire, am I inside of self in a way that I know that I will get help? Someone will come for help to help me. I will figure this out, or thy will be done, what have you. But I am finding peace in every moment, and I am refusing to be a disruption to my own peace, and absolutely refusing to be a disruption of others. I refuse to take you away from the centeredness and your focus of God, where you are with God. So, peace. I'm sorry, babe. If you want to put it in the window, that's fine. So sorry. All right, mommy mercy, everybody. So, God-centeredness. Now, being able to take you away from, again, like I said, your invisible umbilical to source, but also the peace and the possibilities of peace. So sometimes being a disruption of peace is not necessarily the peace that's already present. Many of us have a connection or are in relation to other people in a way, like, say, if you're a teachers or doctors, these people are around others' energies all day long. A teacher, so when I say I'm not going to be a disruption to peace, I'm also not going to be a disruption to the possibility of peace. Any realm in which, and again, this goes to all of those, like I always say, when we go through we go through the 42 laws of Maya, I'll always leave the disclaimer that, and put forth the disclaimer that I'm going to come from my source of research and reference, the studies that I've been a part of, those scholars and those lessons that I've taken heed to. However, the world is grand. Knowledge and information is grand. Understanding is even grander, probably the biggest. We all comprehend and experience life in whatever way that we do. So I am saying that when we come here, it is definitely not of any type of convincing or coercion. It is all in celebration of truth and light and growth. That's the whole point of a moment of harmony. How can we use what we have? How can we use our tools? How can we use our light? How can we use our lessons to be our greater and better selves? So saying here that when you come here into a moment of harmony, and we're talking about, we don't want to be of any disruption when it comes to peace. Again, when I tell you we're in the land of chaos, right? We're in the land of lack. We're in a space where that thrives parasitically, if you will, off of pain, off of the funeral homes, the judges, the courtrooms, the hospitals. They're all these things, capital prison systems. These things are making major bucks off of the dysfunction. And we are saying that we're going to go against a cultural norm, if you will. Maybe not your specific culture or my specific culture, but the culture of the society. We're going to go against a cultural norm, which is to operate normally or consistently in chaos. We're saying that in this law, which was left behind by our ancestors, in the 42 laws of Mayat, we're saying that in this law, I have not caused a disruption of peace. I have not taken part of it. And I say many a times when we go through these laws, I feel like many of them go over our head because we feel like we're at our pedestals, we live our best lives, we are our best versions of ourselves, and we're not out here doing crazy things. Many of us, like I always joke, we were raised right. So we sitting out here, if you were to ask me, do you disrupt peace? I don't disrupt peace. I'm sure that many people out here would attest to the fact that they are not just walking out here being a disruption of peace. But when we're thinking about peace as God-centeredness first, have you distracted or disrupted anyone's, again, centeredness with their God? Have you caused them doubt? Have you caused them pain? Have you caused misery? I have many times at work, just in the nature that I am in, I will have many clients or my colleagues that reach out to me and they need certain information or things, but a lot of times they will stop and vent, right? They'll be like, okay, let's lean on to the therapist. And I've had them be in a complete disarray because of something that an applicant said to them or something that a superior has said to them, a threat or a nasty email. And that's what I'm saying. The disruption of peace can be very subtle, especially when you come up in a climate of chaos. A consistent climate of chaos is what our society has been, that we are grown and groomed in. And just being able to keep in mind that it is very easy to take part of a society that you've been groomed in. Cutting somebody off, yelling or talking down to someone, making things, again, not being a people pleaser, but making things difficult. I have not caused a disruption of peace, because you cannot disrupt anyone's peace or distract them from their God-centeredness, peace, without doing the same for yourself. I cannot push you off of a square without having to come also off of my square to some degree. So when we talk about, no, I don't disturb anybody's peace, we're talking about peace and the possibility of peace. Meaning that if you are an educator and you tell a child, we hear people all the time, celebrities that become something, oh, my teacher told me I wasn't going to be anything. They told me, that I was a troublemaker. They said the possibilities of peace. You come into someone's life, whether intentionally or unintentionally, you are a part of someone's reality, and you are taking that power of peace. Peace is a power. You are taking advantage of the piece of power, or the power of peace, or you are being reckless with the power of peace. So you have teachers that will say, sometimes, not all teachers, there are some great teachers out there that may say demeaning things to children. So not only are you disturbing that child's peace in the moment, but the possibility of peace. So taking part in things that, entertaining men or women that are not in alignment with your goal and your vision for life, whether it is a marriage or just a romantic relationship, taking part in business ventures that are biting off more than you can chew, or things that you're not really interested in. Not only are you maybe not feeling disruption of peace at the moment, but you are disturbing the possibility of peace. There is a real possibility in the near future, or the near possibility as an outcome, that this can be a problem. That we can be harmful to one another. This can be work out in a negative way. This can make things worse than they need to be. So peace and the possibility of peace is a powerful responsibility. It is a responsibility that belongs to each and every one of us, because we have an extreme power. We have an extreme ability of influence. Coming close to you, my energy can influence you without my words. Then my words definitely can influence you. My deeds absolutely can influence you. And therefore, I am influential to you, and vice versa. And I have certain privileges, opportunities, and powers within myself as a fellow human being human with you. And so by disrupting your peace, we talk a lot about young brothers or sisters that may get caught up in criminal behavior, and they may get incarcerated. They may be out doing whatever they're doing, trying to find their way, taking part in whatever mischief or mishandling, misunderstanding that they're in. But what they don't understand is, like, okay, they get arrested. Now their child has to grow up without them, or their mother has to, you know, take on this new extension of this way of life with them. And here is a disruption of peace and the possibility of peace, because now you have a child that is without. You have someone that may be taking part in things that are going to take them away. You may be taking care of, you might be angry, you might be a hothead, you may go out and take part in an argument that could end fatally. And here you are, the possibilities of peace, you are in a process of disruption as well as peace itself. So again, keeping in mind that those that feel like we are not disturbing the peace, we are proprietors of peace. We come in peace. We hold peace at a high regard. And what I want us to understand as we continue to move through this moment, it is easy to not hold peace at a high regard when you are raised, grown, and groomed in a society where peace is manipulated. Peace is bought and sold. Peace is not a divine right or privilege. Please forgive me. Mommy Mercy, beautiful, I can hear you. Mommy Mercy. So that's the first thing. As we're moving through this moment, peace is God-centeredness. Anytime at all that you are taking someone off the centeredness and the focus of themselves, you have disturbed their peace. Your husband, your wife, your children, your co-workers. Even like you said, we have some people here that have come up, you know, you have hecklers, or you have people that are coming to be disruptive of the moment. They don't know the moment. They don't know me. They don't know our mission. They don't know all the work we've done together. And they just want to come up. We see them. That happens quite often for those that tune in live. Or even you can go to a comedy show or any type of show and you just have negativity, and not understanding that there is no way for you to disturb the peace of something without disturbing your very own peace. There is no way for you to distract from God-centeredness without coming off your own square for God-centeredness. And it is so easy to do. It is more often than not that it's easy to look at someone, judge them, oh, I'm not helping them. Or, you know, again, cutting people off. It's the holidays, guys. And where are people in a rush to? I don't know. But, you know, supposedly 'tis the season. But you'll see people more stressed. You'll see people, you know, you can less apt to communicate appropriately or respectfully. Disruption. You are disrupting peace and the possibility of peace, meaning that there is a real strong possibility that your actions and the things that you are doing will not only disturb what's happening right now, but also lead or lean towards a ricochet of people, not anyone or circumstance and environment being pulled away from peace. And again, it can be something very small. You thinking about something right this minute, I'm going to call this person, I'm going to go off on this person, and you're not, again, being cognizant and conscious of the power you hold with your peace and the influence you have over other people's peace. So that's the secondly. When we talk about disruption, I have not caused disruption because it's, you know, this word, you know how I am with my words. And when we go down and break these laws off very specifically, I have not caused disruption of peace. It doesn't necessarily say I didn't break peace. It's using this word disruption, meaning that peace, when you would disrupt something, that means that it was ongoing. You came and you interfered. That means we come here with peace. Peace is standard. Peace is normal. Peace is natural. So it didn't say, again, I have not caused peace, or I have not created peace. It's saying peace is. Peace is God-centeredness, and you come here centered in creation. As creation, under creation, centered as creation, or centered with creation. So to disrupt, that means there is peace already at play. When someone violates a child, physically, sexually, hurts a child, that is a disruption of a standing peace. You are come into a peace that is. Peace does not have to be born. Peace does not have to be made. Now, you may have to restore peace after you've disrupted it, bring it back into balance. But peace is, just like energy is, just like light is, peace is. So I want us to first keep in mind that anywhere you go, you cannot say, well, I didn't know that, many people would say, I didn't know that I hurt that person's feelings, or I didn't know that they would take it like that. If you are aware that in any room or any space or any energy exchange you are a part of, that peace is there, then you will be a lot more cognizant of, am I at all disturbing or disrupting? When we use the word disruption, I want to equate it to eruption, which is a like sounding word. Eruption, which is more of an explosion, a breakup, a blow apart. Because a lot of us say, well, how am I disrupting this person's peace? Sometimes, you think you're nagging. Sometimes you think you're bringing up a troublesome issue or conflict. And I'm not saying that challenge should not happen. I'm not saying that we don't have to grow and understand one another. Again, we're not saying that we are to be people pleasing and bending over backwards in order to keep the peace. Peace is. So we don't have to keep peace if we operate as is and as we should, right? So I'm not saying trying to keep the peace. This is saying do not disturb if you do not blow the peace up that already is, then it is maintained. So you don't have to go out your way to keep peace. So I have not caused a disruption. We are equating disruption and eruption. I have not blown up anybody's peace. I have not pulled apart. I have not disintegrated. I have not destroyed what you have as peace. Your family, many of us that come from broken homes or are navigating within broken homes as adults. Eruption. A disruption of peace. Many of us see the effects, especially if you live in major cities, of poverty and drug or gun violence, the dysfunction of the schools. This is eruptions of peace. This is not small infractions on peace. These are not small infringes on peace. These are not even just threats to peace. This is full on peace. It has been blown apart. People do not walk through feeling safe. People are not, the children are not children. There is no innocence, meaning there is no lightheartedness. There is no wonder. There is fear. There is defense. There is war. There's eruption. Have you been a part of something that has been an eruption of peace? And again, we talk about this society. You cannot go and take hundreds of thousands of people from a country forcefully by firearm, rape, destroy, rob, and not disrupt peace. You cannot land on or arrive at a place of land where people live and rob them of that land without disrupting peace. You cannot isolate a certain ethnic group of people, put them in concentration camps, kill them, murder them because of who they are without a disruption of peace. These are large eruptions of peace. We are a part of, not to say we come from, but we are a part of a long history of a lack of regard and an over manipulation of the power of peace. We are saying here in real life today, we want to be our best selves. We want to grow into our best selves. We want to be our most highest operations of self. We want better lives. We want healthier bodies. We want stronger marriages. We want more, I would say, obedient or more focused, freer children. Right? We want these. We want our finances to flow a certain way. And it is saying that the society that we are in does not honor or operate in the peace that you desire. It doesn't acknowledge, honor, or operate in the peace that you are seeking. So if you are here today on a moment of harmony, unless of course you're here just to be a heckler and a problem, but if you came here on a moment of harmony and in great intention and in great light, it is because you are saying, I am seeking peace. I am seeking to be in a better relationship with peace. And that's what I want us to do with this law. I want us to see peace for the entity that it is. See peace for the power that it is. To understand that it is a relationship. It is a connection that, again, this society has taught you that you need to go look for, that you will find in a bottle of alcohol, that you'll find peace in money, you'll find peace in women. And we're saying, no, peace doesn't have to be looked for. It doesn't have to be created, it just has to not be disturbed, disrupted. You came here connected to creation. Gianyames, my earrings. You came here one with God, one with creation. So all of this, I have to find my peace. I have to find, no. If you are out of whack, and trust me, during this time of the year, when it comes to work, when it comes to people and their attitudes and all the energies, or the money, listen, if you are out of whack, I promise you that it is not because there is some peace you haven't found. I promise you it is because you have been distracted and pulled away from your very own peace, your own centeredness, hearing yourself, feeding yourself, nurturing yourself, your loved ones, the things that bring you in peace. You've been pulled away from them, not that you need to go and find it. Peace is definitely about coming back into self. There is a saying that say, when I got to the top of the mountain, I found the Zen. The Zen at the top of the mountain is the Zen that I went up there with. Meaning that when there's no peace at the top of a mountain. There's no peace at the edge of a sea that I just go and get. The top of the mountain, the mountaintop or the sea allows me to be calm and centered and find the peace within. The peace that I find at the top of the mountain is the peace that I climbed the mountain with, that I got there with. So the centeredness within self. So keeping that disruption is eruption. Keeping in mind that peace is a real live entity, a real live connection and relationship that you have. And you can blow that up. Hurting people, harming people, operating again in low vibration, fear, resentment, anger. You blow it up. You're working against the peace. Mommy Mercy, beautiful, amazing Grace. Please take those things into your sister's room. Because I can hear your beads. I can hear your things. Please go right now. Mommy Mercy again. We're supposed to be quiet. Every time we have this conversation, it never ever works. Never ever works. So for all those out there that have a little 5-year-old, do not trust them when they say, look at her knocking on the book on the way out the door. Y'all, thank you. Okay, so disruption equals eruption. So there is also another saying in alignment with this, us putting this eruption. There's another saying that I love that I cannot also think of the author of the saying, the quoter. It says, when you come across anything, I'm paraphrasing like a mug. When you come across anything, you change things for the better. Whatever it is that you come across, you make sure that it is better because you came across it. But if you cannot change things and make them better, at the very least, leave it as you found it. Leave it as you found it. If I come across this, this person that I'm interested in, if I come across this project, if I come across this vocation, this desire, this dream, if I come across this job, if I come across this class, if I come across this group of people, this institution, I come across it, and my goal as a divine being is to change it for the better. And this quote is saying, at the very least, if you can't grow it, if you can't protect it, if you can't duplicate it, multiply it, at the very least, everybody's not a doer. Some people are just beers, and that's what your journey is in your life. Then that is your journey, and that is okay. Be the best you can, okay? At the very least, leave it as you found it. I have not caused a disruption to peace. When I came across, we come into environments, we pollute them. We come into information, we exploit it. We take apart it. Well, what works for us and what doesn't work for us, we manipulate it, we make it, put it into a... If you cannot use it to improve it, at the very least, leave it as you found it. Because your disruption can equal an eruption. History have shown us this. These are people that intentionally have come in to cause harm, to break down, and to destroy. And they have been able to do that in so many facets, so many areas of history. Okay, we can go even over to Vietnam. I mean, it's just destruction. Okay, But we're talking about intentional destruction. But here I'm talking about us that feel like we're not going to blow anybody up. We don't want to take nobody's land, their tongue. We're not trying to take their resources. I'm not disrupting peace. It doesn't have to be that big for you to blow up someone's peace. Again, like I say, just going out, arguing in front of your children. This is an eruption of peace. I have not caused a disruption of peace. Going to family functions and calling each other's names or wanting and reveling in the worst for one another. A disruption of peace. Remember, peace is, before you walked in the room, there was peace. When you leave the room, there is peace. There will be peace. Before you got on the phone, before you got on the Zoom, before you got to work. Is your presence or your actions a disruption? Are you blowing up the peace? Oh, I couldn't wait to get him a piece of my mind. Blowing up peace. I'm not saying, again, you don't defend yourself. You don't stand up for yourself. But have you been centered in your own laws that I have not caused the disruption? Now, I'm a firm believer. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Now, I'm not going to cause no rift. I might go ahead and have to bring you into accountability and bring some acknowledgement to the situation. I am not above that. But I will not disturb the peace as it is. Okay, so change it or leave it as you found it in that quote that I was quoting by this anonymous person. Okay, third point, and we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. It's going to be a quick moment today. Peace consciousness. This is what we have been talking about the entire moment. How do we get to be in obedience and in alignment with such a law as I have not caused a disruption of peace? We get to be in alignment in that way by having peace consciousness, being consistently aware of our peace, actively, proactively aware of our peace and the peace of others. I'm aware of my husband's peace and his needs for it, and my wife's peace and her needs for it, my children's peace, the pets, my co-workers, my superiors or supervisors, managers, and the entity, the agency, right? I am aware that all things of energy are worthy of peace, and I have a responsibility and a power as it pertains to their peace. This is peace consciousness. I can walk in this gas station and I can get all like, hey, you don't even speak English and this thing took my money, da-da-da. Or I can understand like, hey, excuse me, sir. I was pumping my gas and I'm not being able to, I have a responsibility when it comes to peace. Because I cannot disturb yours without disturbing my own. You're not going to turn up on anybody without raising your own blood pressure, without accelerating your own heart rate, without bringing stress and chaos to your own self. Those hormones and adrenalines, you're going to have to get yours going before you get up in someone else's face. I choose to have peace consciousness. There is peace that exists in any energetic exchange. If I'm upset, how can I find resolve without disrupting peace? Meaning the God-centeredness. Do we have to cross the lines? Do we have to go below the belt? Do we have to be destructive? Do we have to erupt and blow things apart in order to find resolve? In order to get things that I need, do I have to take away the needs of others? We have been groomed in a society as such, where the have and the have-nots, in order for me to have, someone else cannot. Our ancestors are saying we are not operating in that. We are making a proclamation and a declaration. I will not cause disruption of peace. This means work. This means intentionality. This means moment by moment. Ding. I will not cause disruption of peace. I will not, when I'm going about my day, I might want this person driving too slow. I might want to do that. I don't want to disturb the peace. And there's no way for me to do that. What does this help, right? My boss may say something that I want, and I might be ready to go, excuse me, instead of handling it without the disruption of peace. Resolve without the disruption of peace. I will not cause a disruption of peace. Being groomed in a climate of chaos means that this is intentional work. I have not caused it. And then you get to the end of the day, laying your cell phone down, and I have not caused a disruption. I have not been nasty to be nasty. I have not been rude to be rude. I have not projected my own issues or frustrations onto someone. This is easier said than done, especially in high stressful. I know sometimes I'm going through emails and some people are saying, I'm just like, why would you even say anything like this? Right? Or people short tempered and being rude. I have not, in my teachings, in my growing of self, I am to master my power of peace. The power of peace and influence that I have over others, and especially the power of peace and influence that I have over my own life, my own spirit, my own beingness. I will not take part in anything that breaks my God-centeredness. The peace and the possibility of peace, meaning that my peace when I wake up, I am nurturing it, and I'm not even going to go into I'm not going into environments that have the possibility of disturbing peace. I'm not going into confrontations or conversations in a way that have the possibility of disturbing peace. I have not disrupted peace. That means putting myself in a peace consciousness by any means necessary. Keeping this in mind, this is what I came up with. If it costs you peace, it costs you too much. That's how we're going to harness, foster, and develop peace consciousness. If it costs me my peace, it costs me too much. I don't care what it is. If it's something that I'm eating, listen, I'm cognizant. I keep talking to y'all about my period days. Cognizant about when I'm eating, what time at night I'm eating, what I'm eating. Because if I cannot sleep at night, my chest about to explode, and it was not worth it. If it costs me my peace, it costs me too much. Oh, I want to go after this fine man, or I want to go after this fine girl, or I want to take this opportunity. But are we looking at our lives with peace consciousness? This is a good opportunity, but is it too much on my plate? Is it more than a peace conscious? If it will cost me my peace, it costs me too much. Oh, you know what? I got to go be around these people because the whole family is being around these people. I got to take part in this because my whole fraternity, sorority, organization, church, group, whatever, the whole thing, everybody is doing this. I'm going to watch this show because everybody is watching. If it costs me my peace, it costs me too much. And that's in every realm. If it costs my children their peace, so I can say, oh, yeah, I'm going off because I'm upset. But if it costs them their security, I'm not saying you have to say thanks to your children, okay? You have to get with them in some ways as far as discipline and structure goes. But if it's going to cost them their peace, you've gone too far. If your children are living in fear, they're living in lack, they're creating or developing insecurities and behavioral abnormalities and disorders. It just costs you too much to have this type of control. It's costing you too much to get a certain result. It's costing you too much to project your own past and trauma onto someone else. If it costs you peace, it costs you too much. I want us, as it pertains to this law, I have not caused the disruption of peace, to just harness, develop our peace consciousness. Right? When you, again, there is not anyone you are just getting on the phone with. There is not anyone you are just working with. There's not any energy that you are exchanging with that you cannot contribute, disrupt, or let be their peace. One of the three things are going to happen. I want us to be more cognizant about that. And with yourself, there's not anything you can take. You can't just blankly watch something or listen to something. It's either going to contribute, disrupt, or let your peace be. And so you have to, again, develop this peace consciousness and around your God-centeredness. Am I centered when I come into work? Is my God-centeredness intact? Do I have peace? When I exchange with this person, I go out with this person, I talk to this person, is my God-centeredness intact? Do I have peace? When I'm working with my children, when I am growing my finances, when I am creating my plans, many people are beginning their vision boards for 2025. As I embark into the new year, is my God-centeredness intact? See, many of us want to know if our accounts say a certain thing. Many of us want to know, certain people feel a certain way about us. My kids happy, my mate or my spouse happy, or my friends, are people happy with me? Is my peace intact? Is my God-centeredness? Because this law, number 28, is saying, I have not caused a disruption of peace. Especially y'all want to get up in 'tis the season of peace and holiness, and being just as nasty and just as impatient and just as rude can be. Pause. I have not caused a disruption of peace, because strengthening the peace and strengthening my consciousness of peace will only strengthen the peace in my life and strengthen my consciousness and awareness and connectedness to peace all around me. Very intentional, these laws, putting these things in place. So as you are moving about and growing yourself, regardless of whatever holiday you celebrate, whether you get into Kwanzaa or Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever you are getting into, understand that peace is not seasonal. Peace is not conditional. Peace is not time after time. If you are coming for long-term, forever growth and transformation, then you are going to want to transform your understanding and your oneness with your God-centeredness. Your God-centeredness is your peace. It is your no matter what energy. I am operating in the highest operation of myself. I understand what I'm connected to, why I'm connected to it, and what connects me in this regard. So thank you guys for another moment of harmony. Again, this is a quick moment. I'm going to be getting out here to the Mama Non-Birthing Circle and get up here and talk to these mamas. I love you all so much. I will see you next week for another moment of harmony. We should be on our regular time on Saturday, but if whenever this next weekend, you'll see me for sure. So I love you all. Go head on and take really, really, really good care of yourself, and then go on out your way to take really good care of someone else. I'll see you all next week, and thank you for joining your girl on a moment of harmony.